So I said I wanted to try out some Immortal BUSHI technology, and after messing around with some stuff, this is kind of what I landed on. It's a pretty interesting build. I always kind of like the idea of having Armagrepher with the Immortal BUSHI, and there's a lot of different routes you can go with that, but the one I settled with was I was going to try out VAYU Turbo, actually, because the VAYU pieces are cool since they can remove themselves from the graveyard. They're kind of like Plague Spreader in that way. It's another thing your engine can benefit from that will remove itself so that you can have only warriors in the graveyard. So we got triple VAYU, double Sirocco. Ideally, I think with these ratios, you can always just be banishing your wing beasts from the grave and not get stuck with your stuff dead. So we're on double Bushi. Not really a point in having multiple in rotation, obviously, so I think 2 is a fine number. You could maybe even go 1 if you were greedy enough, but I think 2 is probably about right. Kurez is just like the best tribute monster to use with Bushi, and I feel like you do need some tribute monsters to use with Bushi because the solidarity is just, you're not really getting enough value out of your guy, I think, with that. I mean, yeah, it's, 2k, whatever, but 2k doesn't really get over a lot. I mean, it gets over, if you're against Hero Beat, 2k is amazing, obviously, but, if you want to clear Caius or something, or Stardust, 2k doesn't really help that much. So I think having other ways to convert in the form of Kurez is good. Other builds do like this Phoenix Blade DDR stuff with Kurez. I think I wanted to explore a different route, so I just decided to play some trap cards that were good with Kurez with like Legacy of Yada and Fiendish. Maybe it would be better if we had more cards to go with Kurez. I could conceivably see, just going like heavier on the Kurez synergy, because maybe these 6 just aren't enough or whatever. But I think Kurez is probably the best warrior tribute. Maybe there's some other wonky stuff you can kind of go with, but I felt like it was probably the best option. Then we got double Arma, double Grepher. Pretty standard ratio for a deck with this many targets. And then the Gardna, the Plague Spreader, and double Malicious with Stratos. Just some more like warrior stuff you can play. It goes well with the Plague Spreader. It goes well with a lot of things. Just another way to get pluses off of the Rhoda, etc., etc. So, yeah. The spell lineup, we got the standard Allure, Rhoda, Brain, Heavy, Typhoon, Burial from the different dimension, and the Solidarities. And then for the traps, we got kind of a bunch of one-offs, and then the guys that go well with the Kurez. So that's the list. Let's go ahead and let's look at some replays, see how it worked out for us. Alright, so in our first match, we are going up against Dragons. And this is the build with DD Warrior Ladies and Totem Dragon instead of the whole Raikou stuff. It's kind of cool because Totem Dragon, if you think about it, it's just like a Dragon Bushi, really. They're not that different. We're gonna have a little bit of a mirror match between our two Treeborn Frog knockoffs here. So I just go with Grepher, pitch the Bushi, send Gardna. Hopefully we can Gardna, then send the VAYU next turn, get aggressive there, is the game plan. I just set the Fiendish. I really don't like setting Solemn plus Fiendish when I draw hands like this. Just because you don't feel like... It's like you don't want to get stormed, and then you feel like you got to pay half, or you're going -1 on the storm. I guess you can just let it go, too, but I don't know. I'd rather just not put myself in that situation. Although I suppose the argument against that is then you're playing into Dust Shoot, but getting shooted here isn't really a big deal because we've already done like our opening play. So I'm not really sure. We're going to go ahead and summon out that VAYU as planned. I figure if it's Mirror Force, whatever. I guess the difficulty with Mirror Force is that we would need to get to another VAYU to empty out our graveyard. But actually they're just letting us hit into some mass dragons. We're going to go for our Dust Shoot now, which we very conveniently drew. And we're going to rip out the 1800 normal summon guy. So now they just got a couple DD Warrior Ladies. They're going to have to ram in if they want to clear our stuff, which they do. I'm totally happy getting that monster banished, because like I said, we don't really want it in our graveyard. We draw into Burial, which is an insane draw. The opponent draws a second Totem, which is not an insane draw. I think we're going to Fiendish here, because I want to just hit over the Warrior Lady next turn with the Immortal Bushi, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to... Unfortunately, that means the Fiendish Chain's going to die, so kind of some lost value maybe off the Kurez. We're just waiting. Okay, they go for Call the Haunted here, and I think we Gardna that attack, and now we go for Burial, put back Gardna, VAYU, and then the Armed Wing, go into the Armor Master, just hit straight into that DD Warrior Lady, get it banished. Very nice. We're We're going to swing over. They go for Totem here, and I think we just Torrential at this point. Very good Torrential Tribute for us, obviously. And now the Bushi just keeps coming back. We swing it in for 2,000. I mean, a 2,000 Treeborn Frog is pretty annoying for sure. They draw into BrainCon, which doesn't really help, and we're just going to go swing for game. So, tough game one for our opponent. Let's see what happens here in game number 2. They draw into Gold Sark, so they're at least going to be able to get to Future Fusion. Drago is a bit of a nightmare for us. Yeah, that's definitely something. So I think we just send the Bushi here. We could have sent Gardna, protected our guy, maybe someone Kuraz, but I don't know. I felt like so long as Drago's on the board, they can't use the Few. But then again, maybe we just want to clear it so that they use it, so that we oppression it. We did it. I think the way I sided this game was a little weird, because we sided into the oppression, but then I didn't side out some of my cards that maybe lose to the oppression, like the Mali. I guess you would probably keep Plague in no matter what, so maybe it's fine. Obviously here, I decided to finally clear the Drago and then just oppression the Future Fusion. So now that's gone, that's dealt with. And then we tribute... No, we don't tribute Kuraz yet. Maybe I should have tributed Kuraz there. I just keep trying to get them to summon another monster, but they won't do it. So I guess the Lightning Vortex will go unused this game. I decided to target Oppression plus the Drago so that we clear the Drago, and then I think we summon out the Armed Wing attack. And then we have another Oppression, so they're going to go for this Red Med play, hopefully, and then we flip Oppression, so pretty good. We swing into the Warrior Lady, which is great because it means our guy gets banished again. Very convenient. We go Legacy draw. We don't find much. And the opponent just goes for Sark. We're going to take 18. Okay. And then here, I think we have a lethal line, which we end up going for, which is summon the Sirocco, stack for Plague, see if we can get him to pay 800, which fortunately they do. So we chain Typhoon, then we Vortex, and then we banish the Mali, go into Colossal Fighter, attack for 5,100. I don't know if this would have worked if they didn't like pay for the Royal Oppression. So we got kind of lucky that they ended up falling for that little bait there. Yeah, otherwise we would have gotten clapbacked by that Vortex, although maybe we would have gone a whole different route. So yeah, that was the Dragon game, and then we're up against Frogs in this one. Keep in mind, in this replay, I forgot to put Burial in my deck. So it's really suboptimal. We have like a Dasher in that spot again, so just when you see the Dasher and you realize that wasn't in the deck list, that's kind of what's going on there. Obviously, we would probably rather have Burial from the different dimension, because that's a pretty good card. Whoa. This guy was playing Tualatin the whole time? Holy shit. I don't think I ever saw this card. Okay. So they swing over our Bushi again and again and again, but, yeah, they're not really applying any pressure, so we're just kind of waiting to find something. We go for Double Solidarity, try to bait out the discard trap. That's going to work out fine. And then, yeah, we Gardna, I think, just to avoid damage straight up. We summon the Kuraz, target himself. I think we're just, like, trying to dig at this point. We got a Typhoon. We end up Typhooning the new back row here, which is the Dust Shoot. We get, I think we Solemn this. Yeah, so we Solemn, then we go for Stardust, try to attack. Okay, set, pass. They draw Brain Control, which is a really good draw. Try to swing, and then we go Mirror Force, which will clear it. Let us get back to Bushi, call back this, pitch VAYU, summon Kuraz, draw some cards. Okay, draw 2. Stack for Plague. I think we should have played around Mirror here. The fact that I didn't was probably bad. I could have at least like left the VAYU in reserve or something. But no. So we run over the Dandy. Not sure why they let us run that over. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're getting mirrored no matter what. Like I said, maybe I could have played around that. I don't know. They have Econ Caius. Like, they just straight up saw all 3 Caius this game. It was actually pretty rough. We got Torrential Tribute, though, so we can stop them from going for game here. We bring back the Bushi. There's the aforementioned Dasher that I was talking about. I guess Burial obviously probably would have been better in this spot. We don't chain the Strat... I feel like we should have Fiendish chained that Stratos, man. And here, I don't know, we just concede. Yeah, should have Fiendish the Stratos. I think in hindsight, that was probably a bad play by me. Just because we could have just switched back the guy. I mean, I guess... He's out of Caius is the thing. What are you saving Fiendish Chain for in that situation? I'm not really sure. So here we go, Stratos Search. Obviously, we have DDV here, which is really good. So we swing over. They get a Swap Frog. And we go to Defense. Okay, they go Rhoda. They go Stratos. I think Stratos gets Prodigy in this situation. They could have also gotten Ocean. I feel like it doesn't really matter because they're just getting deck dev'd either way. So we see all their cards. Okay, they have no Treeborn rotation. We just go Brain, Solidarity, attack. They still don't Dust Tornado here, and then we summon the Kurez, and then now they Dust Tornado. So yeah, I think they should have Dust Tornadoed early. So they're just going to set pass. They lose the DD Crow, obviously. We go summon out the Greffer, pitch the Mally, send the Immortal Bushi, and I think we should be able to have a lethal line next turn. They draw into Braincon. I think we just Mind Crush that, so they don't have a play. We summon this out, stack for Plague, go into, and then we know the back row both lose to Thought Ruler, so either way, this is going to be game. So that works out for us. And then moving on to game number 3. I think we just get dumpstered game number 3, because this hand sucks. Oh my god. This hand doesn't do anything. They go Stratos. They search for something while I'm hand shuffling into infinity. Okay, they search for an Elemental Hero Ocean, set Dust Tornado pass. We attack with Sirocco. Okay, this isn't terrible. We get dusted. They hit our Fiendish. I don't know why they set the Solex. We should have maybe just Judgmented this. Yeah, I think 100% we actually, the correct play was to Judgment that. Now we're just trying to dig for something to out this, and we can't find it. And we Dust Shoot them, but it like doesn't matter. Yeah, I really do think we made the wrong play there. And at this point, I realize it's over. Maybe I should have taken the Crow off the Dust Shoot, but yeah, there might have been some compounding misplays there in game number 3, but we screwed it up somehow. Obviously, this Dasher shouldn't have even been in the deck, like I said. It should have been a Barrow from the different dimension. But yeah, okay. So those were the matches. I had fun with the Bushi deck. There's a lot of different Bushi ideas out there, so maybe I'll mess around with some more. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I'll see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.